They're not going to deal with that. But any civil lawsuit, right, that have that needs to be paid off, I think from the forfeiture, acid federal forfeiture, they would take those funds and then divide them by the I believe that's what they did possibly in the R. Kelly case. I don't know. R. Kelly's assets right now are negative $2 million. I don't even know if by the time the case was done, was there any money in the civil suit to pay anyone? I don't remember. I don't recall. I honestly did not really follow that case too much. I did watch the surviving R. Kelly. It's crazy. But I didn't follow that case. We do know he's trying to look for a presidential pardon or bail, or he's trying to get out. He's sick and scared for his life, but I don't see him getting out anytime soon. His fiance said they're getting ready to get near even, to help R. Kelly or petition for him to get out. Listen, you can't do the time, don't do the crime, right? Plain and simple. And I found it was interesting today that in the closing arguments, which is probably still, they probably didn't finish it, it's 4 hours. 4 hours of closing arguments. I hear some of the jury, I heard 5 of the jury just sleeping. Wake up, guys. The government has spent billions of dollars, guys. We need you to wake up and pay attention. They're sleeping. Can you imagine what OJ, they did 9 months of the case was 9 months and they came out with a verdict in 2 hours, or was it 4 hours? That was crazy. So the jury probably already got their mind made up. Also, we're going to be in the 4th of July weekend. There's no court Friday. There's no court Thursday. They're going to get the jury instructions by Monday. Guys, they want to go and barbecue the 4th of July and have a night. I think they're going to rush the verdict, have a verdict within by Wednesday. What do you guys think? But today in the prosecution closing argument, I heard that they were building. I'm going to go back live again later word for word, but they were building on top of R. Kelly's case. They were using R. Kelly's case very similar. Now, I don't know if you remember, but there was victim number 5. Remember, there was 5 victims. Victim number 1, Cassie Ventura, who testified under her legal name. Okay? Victim number 2 is Leo, who was a victim number 3 is Gina, who never came to court, but she did me a sworn written statement that was submitted into court. And also, you can go online and watch her people. I think that number 4 was still shown. Remember now, there was a victim number 5. The judge said, we are not going to count victim 5 in this case. They left that out intentionally in case they had the charge of a victim number 5 at another time. And it had to do with the age of victim number 5. I'm not going to repeat it on here. Or a meal, but the judge said no, we're not dealing with that today. So I don't know. This case was up and down. It had highs and lows. It definitely had a lot of excitement with the car banging. I don't think it was what everyone had expected. It was definitely excited, but I think people were wanting to hear more about these white parties, and there were more videos of more salacious people, more entertainers, and maybe there was. I heard they watched over like 50 FO videos. That was a lot, and that was a lot. And they did drop some of the predicates. They didn't drop the charges, but they dropped some of the predicates to make it easier for the juror. Remember, the federal government, the Southern District of New York, has to have an ironclad, unanimous by 12. They didn't want to confuse the jury with aiding and abetting, which can come back on appeal and fight. And the car bombing came back with female fingerprints. They didn't want to confuse the jury with the kidnapping and have her go in Clark for 5 days. And she had to take 2 lie detector tests. And if she passed the lie detector test, they were going to throw her in the Hudson River. Somebody's life is like a book, a movie, right? It's like watching a movie, hearing about a movie. So, it definitely has some oohs, ahs. He extorted her mother for $20,000. But then I heard her mother and her father vacation, as well as when Diddy got Cassie her first apartment in Manhattan. Her mother and father were present. I mean, everyone's just giving her father a bad rap. Cassie's father just a bad. Where was he? He wasn't in her life. Why didn't she have any protection? Da, 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 da. You know, maybe he was. Maybe he was in her life. We don't know. They said he was there when she got her apartment. Maybe he's just a quiet man. Maybe he's not a very aggressive man. Maybe he didn't know how to approach. How do you approach a man who has firearms, has bang bang? Like, how do you show up to a bang bang? You gotta have bang bang to approach someone with a bang bang, right? We don't know. And maybe she just said, you know, told her parents, back off, it's my life, I love him, this is how I want to live. And, you know, I don't know how many of us have known people who have experienced GD, but you do want to help them and get involved. You can't really do anything until they're ready to leave. And sometimes it's too late, right? That's the most sad part. But all you can do is support them and love them once they get to that point. And the same with Cassie. Cassie's made a lot of mistakes. Cassie's been very toxic. Cassie is full of drama. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Maybe she agreed. But at the end of the day, she's still a child of God. She's a human being, and she deserves love and grace, patience, and understanding. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. And maybe you won't believe it. You won't, agree with me. But I think a lot of that money she got, that 30 million, she got 20 million from Diddy's record label, whatever insurance fund. Or Global Combs Insurance. The insurance had to pay it because she was an employee, and she got the other 10 million from the insurance from the Intercontinental Hotel. I think she should just donate some of the bulk of that money and give it, because it's always going to trigger her to be in a dark place. You know, she's definitely testified she's still suffering from drug abuse. She's suffering from suicidal thoughts, and even though she's a mother and a wife now, she deserves praise, right? Would you agree or disagree? You know I live here, okay. What a beautiful day. It was just like a nice view. The water's perfect. There's no, what do you want to say? No seaweed, no jellyfish, no riptide, no undertow. No red ants, no fungus in the air, no, well, I guess the sharks are there. I'm sure the sharks are there, but it's just nice, man. Sometimes it's too crowded, it's too noisy. Sometimes really it's just too hot. Sometimes it's 105 degrees, but we had some rain. So I think the rain just kicked up any of the can you guys hear the wave? Or am I just talking too much? Let me be quiet for a minute, guys. Just soak up this wave. Does it sound nice? I'm gonna be quiet. Tell everybody, if you don't like the heat and you don't like the beach, I live in Florida, because that's all we have, right? And fruit, right? If you don't like the heat and the beach, don't live here. Don't even bother. Anyway, so they're talking about, so the closing statement today is based on R. Kelly. Trying to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. What are they doing? Say he's a black man, successful, millionaire, billionaire, was doing this for 30 years, so locking people in the room or whatever, and they're going to use that same pace, But with R. Kelly, the difference with R. Kelly is that the female on the tape was his goddaughter, and her godfather worked for R. Kelly. I think he was a guitarist or something like that. And that tape came out. And anyone who saw it or was in possession of it was actually committing a crime. Fast forward to when he goes to court. He delays it. He has the money. He delays it for like 6 years. This is back in, I think, the 2000s. I don't remember the first date, early 2000s. He delays it for 6 years because he's got power and control. And they called that girl up, who was now a young woman. They said, come testify. She said, nope. She said, nope, that wasn't me. She lied. That wasn't me. So I don't know if she was paid, she was scared, but after that Weinstein and Bill Cosby. And after Surviving R. Kelly document was like 5 episodes on Lifetime, she said, you know what? I think I now, because now I'm an older woman, I'm not a young woman, I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm gonna, I have the courage to come forward and face my accuser. And she said, right there on the stand, that's my godfather. That's what she said, that that was my godfather. And she admitted to the tape and everything that had happened to her several times. So that was that. So he was found guilty and charged 30 years life, and then they shipped him off to Chicago. So I'm curious if they're gonna do that. They dropped the state crimes with Diddy. These are federal crimes. They dropped some state crimes. Did they do that not only to confuse Diddy's defense, because they had to rip up? Think about it. If you have a 4-hour closing statement, that's the art of the sale, to convince the jury, and you have 10 lawyers and you're paying them $10 million, and they have all this months and months and months to prepare, and then all of a sudden, at the last moment, you pull the rug out from under their arms. You know, they probably were shocked and very upset. They probably pulled an all-nighter up all night, all day, rewriting the closing statements, which is going to be based on our reaction. We got to hear this one. But the prosecution said today that one time, it only takes one time to use your company money to pay for the entertainment, and that's 10 years under the RICO. That you commingled your business funds for personal use just one time in the last 10 years. And we know they went on the stand and they proved multiple hotel bills, multiple plane records. All the assistants were going to pick up his prescription medication. Gucci night, you know, it's gonna be Gucci night, hotel night, King's night, FO night. They ran an enterprise, that's for sure. But this is more, like I said, elite. This is more the elitist. It's not like kind of like what you think it would be. It's more like the Millionaires Club or the Billionaires Club. Now they're trying to go after who? Tyler Perry, Fat Joe, who do you think? Jay-Z. Oh my God. What a mess, guys. Your public humiliation ritual. We have just watched 2-year public humiliation ritual of Sean Combs. It's finally coming to an end. Finally, thank God. First it was the Cassie lawsuit, 2023. Then in 2024, it was the house getting raided. Then in 2025, it was the tape, the CNN tape in the International Continental Hotel, which she never wanted to be released. She never wanted to press charges. And she didn't want to testify. I think Cassie still has love for Diddy somehow. I mean, that trauma bonding and mind control and victims. I don't think she wanted to testify, but the vets were like, you don't have no choice, or we're going to lock you up. This federal government was like, we locking you up. You and Jane Doe, y'all are both getting locked up though in forever. Oh Lord. How do these men go and attack? It's the same. Look at Floyd Mayweather. 50 Cent, Floyd Mayweather. A lot of them, they just don't they get a woman who looks very gorgeous, but very plastic, very about the money, very obedient, very submissive, very, like what's going on with Kanye's wife, Bianca? Are we gonna free? Are we making a hashtag free Bianca? Bianca was like, what is? I don't know. This country obsesses celebrity and sex too much. Too much. I don't know. It don't matter. If Diddy's guilty, not guilty, like I said, he's got to answer to the wrath of God. He had his public humiliation ritual. His business is down $700 million with his spirits, but don't get it. He still has some money. He's still worth about $400 million. The judge didn't want. He can't buy his way out of this. The judge did not want his little $50 million bail And I don't think Trump is going to give him any presidential pardon because he is good friends with Tony Buggsy, who just donated to his not first but second presidential campaign. I think he donated a half a million. So forget about that one. You know, everything 47 says he does the opposite. Yeah, I'll pardon him, I'll pardon him. No, I'm not. We're not going to war. We're not going to war. We're going to war. No. I destroyed all the nukes. I shouldn't tell you. Yeah, we got a peace treaty. We got a peace treaty. We got a peace deal. Ceasefire. Yeah. No, we don't. One minute you got a peace treaty, next minute you rip it up. 1 minute we're in NATO, next minute we're out. It's just all kind of confusing. That's why I said, guys, just go to the beach, get some sun, have a drink, have a great 4th of July, light some fireworks, and it's going to be what it's going to be. It is what it is. But go ahead, hit that like button, guys. If you guys listen to me, like, share, subscribe. I'm going to join my channel. It's been lots of fun. It's actually a cooking channel. So if you ever looking to make any, fun recipes, come back. But if you want to just listen to me go live too, hey, I don't mind. I don't mind, guys. My circle of influence is so tired of hearing me talk about Diddy. I think if I say Diddy one more time, they are Diddy-fied. But the baby all memes are crazy. Y'all are not right. But where's his friends, guys? Where's Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Madonna, Pharrell, DJ Helen, Ricky Ross, Chris Brown, Chris Breezy, Rihanna. Where is the whole bad boy artist, Mary J. Blige, Mariah Carey, Candy, all these people who are in your house, in the Hamptons, in LA, in Miami, on your boat, on your yacht, even the weekend, you did music, all these people who was on your producing the Love album that won a Grammy. The Love, I mean, I don't care what we want to say right now. The Love album won a Grammy. I mean, it wasn't album of the year like Beyonce and Cowboy Carter, but that's only because, Jay-Z paid $20 million plus. Jay-Z paid $20 million for that album to be album of the year. So, it's just a few people at the top that just control everything. But do you think the government did a good job proving its point? Some people are like, yeah. Some people are like, no. It's kind of divided. 50-50. It's not really like a slam dunk. But listen, we've been here before. Guys. OJ, Martin. We've been here so many times when we thought this was really going to be. It's good. It's right here. There's a Lord. It's on Martin. Very common. You could be unalive someone who's unalive. And he thought it was open and shut. But didn't know stand your ground was, oh my God, but the Lord said he was entitled to what he did. It's just so sad. That's why we need more conflict resolution, especially with our young kids out here. Because it is a violent world we live in. This teeth, as Tracy Morgan would say, this world has teeth and it's ice. You have to prepare them and give them the tools for everything. Now with Casey Anthony, who unalived her child and put her in the pet cemetery, I think that the jury cannot convict the young Caucasian women, which was like 25 of life. They felt that the state overcharged. They couldn't give her the life. So she's out here right now, shaking her bonbon. She's probably in the sky. And she's out here coming. Anyway. So we don't know what we don't know. We just gonna have to wait till the verdict comes in and then Judge Arun. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I know one thing. Judge Arun is not gonna sentence him lightly because he didn't want to go to trial. He didn't want this to come out. He didn't want to waste the government's millions of dollars. He wanted to take a plea deal. He offered him 3 times. Plea deal. No. Take this plea deal. He didn't want to take it. Arrogant, ego. But, can you blame him at 55? take a, any time is gonna be like life. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. That's like life. The stress in there. What is he eating? Corn dogs? What is he eating? But I don't know. He's a billionaire. He might be eating better than me and you. What do I know? I don't know anything. All I know is I'm gonna sit here and watch it just like the rest of us, and I'm going to go live and talk about it. And if you guys want to listen to the story, and if you don't, that's cool too. Let me know in the topics. What do y'all want? What are we gonna talk about after this? What are we gonna talk about? The war? Tyler Perry? Oh God. Fat Joe? What case is up next? Shannon Sharp? We got to keep the trial with Tupac. Yeah. Let's go. Is Foxy Brown gonna testify in the CCD trial for the murder of Tupac, the late great Tupac Shakur? That she was a witness, that she was in the car in that night in Vegas when Zip took out the bang bang and gave it to PPD? We gonna cover that one? I think I will. I think I will. I think I will. That next court date, I think, is September. I'm gonna do an update. I think I will. Anyway, you guys, any of you guys on here are like old school hip hop fans? I just read My Brother James Kenny by DJ Kenny Parker. He's the brother of Terrence One. Great book. I read it. I did a review of it. It's on my playlist. Just go on my playlist. You can look it up. Just go on my hip hop heads. I did read a little bit of The Punisher. In search of freezer meat. Go over there, go to my playlist and look, search of freezer meat, and I put a link. You can read the book there. You can thank me later. Oh my God, that is so crazy. This story has been like, it makes you feel. Did you guys feel like, wow, I have such a boring life? We're like, my life is boring. I don't go nowhere. I don't do anything. I don't do anything exciting. Like these guys, like they live like rock stars, and I bet you, and you know what? They probably have no regrets. None. Live like a rock star, no regrets. And they asked Cassie, would you all take it back? If you get back for $30 million, she's like, yeah, if I have agency over my body. Why think so? That's my biggest question. Why stay so long? When she was 19, maybe no friends or family around. She feared for her life. No money. She never know what it felt like to have independence. I'll be honest with you. That girl never, when you're young and you go away to college, you get your first job, you get your first apartment, you get your first car. You feel there's nothing better than having your own key or your name on your place, your own lease, your deed or whatever. That gives you your independence. I don't think she ever had that. Because she said everything that she had, it was in his name. Right? Didn't she say that? She said the apartment was in his name, the car was in his name, and he would take it away. He would take it away. If you don't do this, I'm not going to pay your rent. If you better go on your job. If you don't do this, I'm going to take it away. He's such a bully. The real men don't hit women. Point blank period. Real men don't hit women. And that's it. So nice, guys. I'm about to go for a swim. I don't know. I'm sitting out. What is wrong with me? I'm over here at this beautiful place yip-yapping about the diddler. When I should be, I'm free. He's not. Did you see when he took that last perv walk, him and Stevie J down on Miami Beach? They were like riding around their bicycles in the community, dabbing everybody, what's up? Met with Busta Rhymes in some restaurant when he had the bang bang on the table and he was trying to hit up Busta Rhymes' goddaughter, and he slapped him in his face and was like, no, I don't think so. And then like right before he went up to New York to turn himself in, you could see him, he had on like a black hoodie, and it was velour. He had on like a black velour, very old school Sean John black velour sweatsuit, him and Stevie J. And they was on South Beach. It was like the middle of the day. And Diddy was just walking and walking, strolling, looking at the people, and he probably was like, ah, freedom. This is what it smells like. This is what it tastes like. Am I ever gonna get my freedom again? Let me stop trolling this man, guys. But I am gonna come back. I'm gonna come back later. My battery's dying. This is the sun. I'm gonna come back later and report on the. I'm gonna give you an update on the closing arguments for sure. All right. Anyway, you guys keep cool. I'm gonna get up out of here before this battery dies. Let me know in the comments what you think the verdict's gonna be. Y'all want to make a bet? They betting on Vegas. $100. Nothing but a cash app. Y'all want to bet? Guilty, not guilty? I'm gonna say he's facing life with Rico, 2 counts as trafficking, and 2 counts for entertainment, transportation. S counts are 15 each, transportation 10 each. That's a total of 50 years. He was guilty on all charges. I don't know. I think the judge is going to give him like 25 years. What you think? I don't think he's going to be not guilty. I'll be surprised, but y'all let me know. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Bye. Hit that like button.